Humans are really amazing. We make amazing things and we try to make them with a lot of passion. And we try to do this so that we can make our lives easier and much more comfortable to live. And we find a meaning in life when we do it, right? That's why we have so many different technologies trying to do so many different things. And over the past year, everyone must have noticed that how our life has become a little different. We are accepting a new normal, right? So all of us are looking forward to see what life has to offer in the year of 2021. That's why we've come up with this video of top 10 technologies in the year of 2021. Before we get started, I want to introduce you to Great Learning Academy, a free initiative by Great Learning. You can access over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on trending high demand domains. Absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion. Check out the link in the description of the video below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. And make sure to comment on the video for any queries or suggestions and I will respond to them. So guys, before I go ahead and list all of the top 10 technologies that are going to be the 4 most technologies in the year 2021, I want to give you guys a disclaimer. Now, I have assembled this list thinking that these are the different technologies that are suited for you guys for the year of 2021. And they may not necessarily be ranked in that specific order. I think that they're all equally important and that you guys should give them importance based on what you really like, right? So let's move on and start discussing these technologies. So the first technology that I wanted to discuss was artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is becoming really awesome, in short word. But, let's understand it. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is basically something that we created that learns on its own and does a lot of different tasks that we assign for it to do so. Now, it uses a lot of different algorithms to do it, right? And it can have a lot of different applications in different kinds of fields. Now, we've been hearing about artificial intelligence for quite some time, maybe for the past 20 years or so, but has it really made any effect on the industry? Well, you have asked a really good question. There has been a lot of return of investment from artificial intelligence. People have been investing for some time now, and then we are finally seeing that return of investment coming in. 86% of businesses that have applied artificial intelligence in their business processes are now seeing the returns coming. And they're able to improve the products and they're able to provide better experiences to their customers because of artificial intelligence being integrated with their business process, enhancing workforce planning, simulating models, and demand projection. So all of these different things are also being helped out by artificial intelligence. We can see that the planning for future is always difficult as a human to do, but artificial intelligence adds in a lot more variables that we may not have seen before. And we are able to simulate a lot of different models with the help of artificial intelligence because it can identify patterns that were previously unknown to us, and it is able to basically do demand projection. And with artificial intelligence becoming more and more of a bigger technology, we can see how it is integrating with cloud. And with this integration of artificial intelligence with cloud, it is becoming more accessible to everyone, not just people who have the capital to do so. Because cloud is something that anyone can use, right? We have AWS and Azure. All of these different cloud providers are giving us access to these different artificial intelligences that we can use for whatever time we want to use them and pay only for that. And that's why I think artificial intelligence in the year of 2021 will be a really big thing. I mean, it will not be the biggest thing in 2021. It's still going to take some time, but I think it's a good field to invest in and get started on. Then comes 5G. So you guys must be hearing about 5G and how it's so much better than 4G. Even Apple has come out with their new phones that
have only 5G and they work with only 5G networks, right? So what's so great about 5G? 5G will actually be one of the more important parts of 2021. We'll be seeing a lot of growth in this particular field, and it will be allowing us to start more data-driven solutions, because 5G allows us to have data delivered faster, more than ever before. We are able to do it 10 to 100 times better than we could do it with 4G. And with that advent, we can let go of the previous, downtimes and previous slowdowns because we had bad internet. 5G is going to be the future, and it will definitely become more and more widely used in countries such as America. You've already seen that a lot of different states over there are implementing 5G, and more people are starting to use it. And with this, there is a demand in people who have, knowledge about this particular field. So you can see getting invested into it is a good investment for the future. And it is helping improving side technologies also. Technologies such as Internet of Things really benefits from 5G, because Internet of Things generally implies whatever products you have with you are connected to the internet, and transferring data becomes a lot more easier when you're making use of 5G infrastructure. So that's why I feel 5G is going to be one of the more important technologies in the year of 2021. Then comes IoT itself, that is Internet of Things. If you guys don't already know what IoT is, it basically tells us about devices that get connected to the internet or stay connected to the internet to talk to a central cloud, exchange information, make use of different services and different algorithms to make our lives much more easier. And even IoT is going to be seeing a lot of different improvements in the year of 2021. It's already being used in a lot larger scale. And the reason behind this is because of the pandemic. Because we can see that even on an individual level, people are buying more IoT-based products because of increased work from home. Everyone's staying back at home, so they're making use of IoT devices a lot more, and they're trying to buy products that have smart technology within them. And even other areas of applications such as healthcare is becoming more and more associated with Internet of Things, or rather Internet of Things is becoming more and more prevalent in the field of healthcare. And we can see that especially because of social distancing that has become a new normal from the previous year. And because of that, IoT is becoming more and more prevalent in healthcare. And that's why I think in the year of 2021, IoT will be one of the bigger things. Then comes cybersecurity. Again, talking about the pandemic, the amount of people that have been working from home has increased, and they're doing so over the internet. So the aspect or the field of cybersecurity has a lot more to tackle. Now, what is cybersecurity? It's basically securing different systems over the internet, right? And we have a lot of different applications to cybersecurity. The points of attack have increased a lot more because we are working from home and we are exposing a lot of our work from our home internet itself without virtual private networks in a lot of cases, right? And because of that, we are exposing ourselves to a lot of harm, a lot of potential harm that may be caused. And we've already seen a rise in the number of attacks over the previous year. And this will definitely be something to consider when you're going to the year of 2021. And if you're already in the year 2021. And with more and more people connecting to the internet, there has already been a trend of cybersecurity growing. But there is something to consider. That pandemic has revealed that there is a lack of good cybersecurity experts to handle future threats across industries. Right? So we've seen what it is done and how it can be useful. So I think that cybersecurity will be one of the more important things to consider in the year of 2021. Then we have human-computer interaction. Now, this is one of the underdogs that I think that a lot of people ignore and don't think about it much. But it is, again, important in the whole idea of people interacting with computers more and more. We are using more computing systems than ever before. We're using laptops, we're using tabs, we're using phones, we're using smart watches, we're using IoT-based devices. And all of that has an element of human-computer interaction where we are interacting with computers. So in that matter of fact, you have to understand that UX and UI is seeing a spurt in growth. UX and UI is basically user experience and user interface, which is an important part of human-computer interaction. More businesses every day are shifting away from thoughtless designs to the ones centered around HCI, as it actually does make sense to have HCI incorporated into your product so that people feel more comfortable handling your product or using your product. And finally, low-code development environments are becoming very popular, where you are not just coding or, coding properly. You are making use of software that allows you to create other software without actually having to know coding in depth, which is becoming really popular because it allows a lot of people who don't have in-depth knowledge of coding to get into software building. Right. And that's why human-computer interaction is going to be an important aspect when you're talking about other technologies with it in the year of 2021. And then comes automation. And when I talk about automation, I want to specify IT automation or software development automation, where you're automating things in the process of software development or any other different IT solution. Now, there is a need to create automated data-driven solutions because data is rising more and more. We are collecting more and more data every year, and we have to gain more and more insights from that. So there is a high level of automation that you guys are going to be seeing rise in the year 2021 with relativeness to data-driven solutions. For companies trying to reduce their costs, automation is the best direction because it allows them to cut costs where they would have to deal with human errors. And actually, instead of having human resources handle some of them, they'll have automation in place of it, which reduces a lot of costs. And automation is playing a big part in supporting the evolution of other technologies, as in it's making them more viable. If a technology previously was not that great or not that feasible to use, automation is making it a lot more feasible to use in the limited amount of resources we have. And that's why I think that automation will also play a big part in the year of 2021. Now, talking about augmented reality and virtual reality, I think that these fields are very, very important. Now, they relate to all the other fields in some way or the other, especially talking about human-computer interaction, because again, we are interacting with a specific machine or a computer. And to be honest, virtual reality and augmented reality are a new medium in themselves. They're the next medium compared to movies and games, right? The AR/VR industry is expected to become the next big thing after video games as a medium, with storytelling, with healthcare applications, with simulation, and a lot more different applications of AR/VR, right? Wider adoption of AR/VR is allowing their use in fields such as interior design, tourism, education, and healthcare, where you're able to simulate certain environments that help you get acquainted to them before you actually, go there. Or in the matter of tourism, you're able to see things without actually being there, which is a lot more cheaper. Though it's not the real thing, it really gives you a good idea of that. And AR/VR headsets have become a very popular asset and are actually making profit for a lot of companies that are actually making them. For example, HTC Vive and, Oculus Rift. So there are a lot of different options that you guys have for augmented reality or virtual reality. And again, guys, I think it's going to be the thing for the next decade, actually, and not just for the year of 2021. We are all definitely going to be shifting to augmented reality and virtual reality. Now, cloud computing. Now, cloud computing is something that is kind of obvious to include over here because it's still growing. Even though it's been established for like a few years now, I think it has a lot more potential, especially in the fact that it can support all the other technologies, right? It acts as the aid where you cannot afford to have technologies created by yourself. You make use of cloud computing for that fact, right? And the cloud computing market or the cloud computing infrastructure is expected to grow to $120 billion, which is going to be earning all the cloud providers a lot more money. And more companies are shifting away from traditional on-premise to cloud because it is easier to do so. It's easier to rent resources rather than buy them, own them, and maintain them. And the pandemic has proven to us how important cloud will be for the future because how we are sitting at home and talking to each other, and we are making cloud of, use of cloud in one way or the other. Even you, a person who's not in a technically oriented field, you are making use of cloud. If you're using your phone or if you're using your laptop and you're making use of the internet. Right. And now I want to talk about DevOps and DevSecOps. Now, this kind of field will maybe new for you if you're not, again, in the technical oriented background, right? DevOps and DevSecOps are actually based on software development. So for people who know about software development, DevOps is really something amazing. It has been helping a lot of companies make this software much more better and much more polished. And again, I think in the year of 2021, DevOps will be one of the bigger things, and with it, DevSecOps, because of the larger automation aspects that we want to include in a software development and the human or the user-centered development part of it. Because the philosophy of DevOps, it's an approach of software development, and it includes a lot of different set of values and principles that help you make better software. DevOps is becoming a central pillar of software development all around the world, and it will be expected to grow a lot more. And corporate culture is actually adapting to include DevOps core philosophies in order to provide better products, because those products will now be designed with the philosophy of having the customer at the center of all of it, right? And with the rise in operations over the internet, DevSecOps has become more important because there's more DevOps. There is a lot more requirement to have security with DevOps being implemented. And that's why I think DevOps and DevSecOps will be an important fact or important technology to consider in the year of 2021. And a final technology that I want to talk about is data analytics. And guys, again, this is a technology that, feels a lot more obvious, but it is important. If we consider data analytics, which is about analyzing the large amount of data we're receiving, it's very important. And almost every other small business to large business is making use of it in one way or the other. Data is now the new gold, and everyone knows that it is, even both of us, the audience that is watching, and me, the person who's speaking. Every other organization is looking for people with knowledge in this field. So there is a lot of requirement for different types of analysts who know how to handle data. And AI and analytics are becoming more and more intertwined, where you can implement AI algorithms and different artificial intelligences that allow you to get better insights in the large sets of data that you've gathered. That's why I think data analytics will be another important field in the year of 2021 as a technology. So guys, I wanted to let you know that all of these fields, again, are equally important, and they will play a large part in our lives becoming much better in different aspects. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the list, and I hope you guys got something very substantial out of it. Thank you so much for watching.
I want to introduce you to Great Learning Academy, a free initiative by Great Learning. You can access over 200 plus courses with 1,000 plus hours of free content on trending high demand domains. Absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion. Check out the link in the description of the video below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. And make sure to comment on the video for any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to them.